My name's Nirja Agarwal, and I was an electrical engineering and theater arts major in my undergraduate year, and now I'm studying electrical engineering as a master's student. Last spring is when I started having discussions about possibly directing Einstein streams. It was my undergraduate theater thesis project. The full spring production for MIT Theater Arts this year was going to be directed by me, which is a huge responsibility because it's usually a role that's taken on by faculty members or outside directors. So I was both lucky and very empowered by the entire theater department to take on this responsibility. There were definitely times where I was not making decisions fast enough, or I wasn't really quite sure what I wanted, and there was still a lot of learning on the job as I went through. I mean, MIT's philosophy is mens et manus, right? So it's mind in hand, and these were really more growing opportunities where you're working on a show but you realize that you're learning life skills instead. Einstein Streams is about these different worlds where time runs differently. It explores the human ramifications of the slight manipulation in time. So imagine a world where our lifetimes just are circular, they keep repeating themselves. What effect does that have on the people living out their lives in this circular time? What effect does it have when they slowly start to realize that they're carrying out the same loop over and over again and they can't break out of it? It's also about Einstein's creative journey towards discovering special relativity. So in a way, it's his thought experiments. It's him sitting down and thinking, okay, well, what if time worked like this? Then what would happen? In this show, there's not a single Einstein. Anybody could be Einstein because this role is transitioning through all these three different actresses. Sabrine Iqbal, she's a course 2 senior. Alexa Garcia is a course 20 senior. And Alexandra Bowles, she's studying political science at Wellesley. Probing deeper, I realized that for me, what I was interested in was the cost of creativity, the struggles, the frustrations, the obsessions of the creative process, and that's what Einstein Streams is also about. And that's something I feel like we all at MIT here can relate to. Pretty much anything that's open-ended and creative and has never been done before, you go through this very similar journey. As a director, you're leading the actors, but then you're also collaborating with all of the designers and leading that team, talking back and forth, exchanging ideas, posing questions and seeing their response. Your job really is to set the tone of the room and create a safe environment where accidents can happen, because sometimes an accident is the most brilliant part of a show. In a way, directing a show is very similar to doing research, and that's interesting because then you can use what you've learned from one and apply it to the other. So for example, some tools and activities that I've learned in directing, how to brainstorm ideas, how to build off of a problem statement, how to curate different ideas. I've actually been able to use that in my graduate research also to help me think about problems, how to break things down. It's really until you're in the rehearsal room making decisions on the job when you actually learn what it is to make work with a group of other people. I decided I wanted to be an engineer because I felt being an engineer would give me the skills and capabilities to work on really difficult problems. But people are also half of that equation, so how do you communicate those results? How do you turn that discovery into an impact? That was my inspiration for studying both engineering and theater here at MIT.